Good day, my ladies and my gents. Welcome to Friday. I have finished the 32 Ford rebuild, and y'all can catch that video that I posted earlier. And so I am now throwing my hat in the ring for the under 1,000 subscriber group build. And Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop, great guy, pretty cool builder too, knows a lot about race cars. He has graciously agreed to host the under 1,000 subscriber build this year. And excuse me, I'm sorry. He basically has three rules. Number one, you have to have under 1,000 subscribers. That's standard. It can be as few as one. So as long as you have a subscriber and you're less than 1,000, you're eligible. Number two, you need to post the videos on your channel of other people's builds that you see and like, and if you like what they're doing, post them up. The big idea there is to increase the reach of the videos, because YouTube algorithms only go so far. Excuse me. Yeah, all kinds going on here. But anyway, yeah, sucks getting to be an old man. But anyway, that's a lot of what it is. And when you go and check out other people's videos that that get posted up on videos that you watch, and you go click on the others, you see what they're doing. Like them, subscribe to them. That's the whole thing. Increase your reach, and hopefully, and the big thing too is make friends. So the third, have fun. Whatever you want to do, as long as it's a model kit, have fun. You want to build a basic box stock build? You want to do a heavily customized rat rod that doesn't have a whole lot of relationship to the kit you started with? If you've got an all, say, 3D resin kit, you do a complete scratch build. I've seen a few of them, and some of those are absolutely astonishing to see. As long as it's a kit, as long as it's a build, as long as it is, build it up, have fun. Do whatever you like, have fun. That's the requirement. So today we're looking at the Mercury M100 pickup. Yes, it's a Ford. Yes, it's an F100. No, it's not. It's a Mercury M100. And this is I'm thinking back to a video and a couple of articles I saw a year and a half ago. I probably should have done a little more research before I started this, but at any rate, here I am. Here we are. Let's plunge into it. Apparently, back in the 60s, I don't know if it was Ford having a tiff with Canada or the US having a tiff with Canada. I'm thinking it was Ford. Not the Ford Motor Company, but Ford. And for whatever reason, Ford wasn't allowed to sell their pickups in Canada, which was a bit of a problem because the Forestry Service in Canada was buying Ford pickups. They liked what they had. They were rugged, they rode reasonably well, they were reasonably powerful, they were reasonably reliable. And for whatever reason, the Canadian Forestry Service liked the Ford pickups. Well, they couldn't make them, and so they had a contract. So what they did was they started manufacturing the Ford F100 in Canada and rebadged it a Mercury. It's got the Mercury hood emblem, it's got Mercury tail badging, and it's got the fender badging. That's it. That is the only difference between an M100 and an F100, is the badging. Everything else is a Ford F100. So, but I thought about doing stuff I was thinking, well, maybe do I want to use a VCG engine from VCG Resins? Quick shout out to Josh over there at VCG Resins, big supporter of the channel. Be sure and go to check them out. And VC Resins, bless it, VCGresins.com. And be sure and use the promo code Jester10 at checkout and save you 10% on your order. Be sure and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, now we're going on. Anyway, I was thinking, do I want to use an FE engine in there? Not enough room. Just the engine bay in these pickups. Moebius does a great job with their pickups, but the engine bay is just a little too small for aftermarket engines. You almost need a 127 scale to get them to fit in here. Otherwise they just don't quite work. They're just a little bit too big. 127, 128 scale if you're using aftermarket. I thought about using an FE. I thought about using an inline 6. Just they're too long. I may have to look at that. I may have an inline 6 Moebius engine in my parts box. I'm not sure. So I might look at that. It might be kind of fun to put an inline 6 in there instead of a V8. A little bit of dry mouth here. But it comes with decals for badging the Ford engine that's in it as a 390. So some of the, let's see. Yeah, that's a decal sheet. Yeah, 390. Let's see. Yeah, 390. Yeah, let me get my finger in here. The Mercury badging. Dashboard. One thing I don't like about Moebius, I've always complained about, is they have no raised detail for their dash gauges. They give you this decal, and you can either cut it out and set it in and do that, or if you want to keep the raised, you cut out each individual gauge and or kind of do like I'm going to do, and I'm going to take and put that in there as a decal, and then just wash it with decal set until it actually goes in. So, but anyway, comes with a couple of Canadian license plates and something for a deal in Ontario for fine arts. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to badge it for Texas because I'm Texas. Anyway, that's what the story behind the Mercury is. And but I decided, no, I'm not going to be able really to do a whole lot with aftermarket engines and whatnot. There's just not enough room. So I decided we're going to do it box stock, straight out of the box, with a couple of exceptions that you can kind of see sitting around. And but it's going to be white, all white. It's not going to be two-tone unless something along the way tells me. I picked up this spray paint at Walmart not too long ago. I don't know, a couple of years, 2 years ago. It's a gloss white. It covers nicely. It gives a nice finish. As long as you don't get all bunky with it, it gives a really nice finish. And then the interior, of course, is going to be white, around a lot of stuff. And you generally don't want that as glossy. So I'm going to commit a cardinal sin. I'm going to use Rust-Oleum flat white primer for that. It comes out, the primer comes out really nice for things like fabrics. You like the roof liner, the seats if you're going that route, stuff like that. It really comes out looking like that. So, anyway, that's going to be white. And for some of the interior trim, I've got a bottle of the Flat Earth XF52, and stuff like trim around the seat is going to be, and I may paint the whole thing with it. And I've got, keep banging them out. This STS decals. This is y'all remember the old rug uh, seat covers that they had back in the day, 60s and 70s? That's what this is. And of course, you can see it's got the little leather piece in there with the sewing. This is, this is all a decal, of course. And I'm going to use that on here. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to take it and wrap it all the way to the top, or if I'm going to paint it across here and cut it off here. I haven't decided yet. It hasn't told me yet. But real quick tutorial on that. When you're using something like this, you use tape, Scotch tape, masking tape, whatever. I've got some that recommend Scotch tape. And you basically put over what you want it to cover. And then you take it off of there after you trim it around the edges and where you want it to cover. You take it, and now then you put it on here. Now you have a stencil. You just take a sharp knife or a pair of scissors, if you wish, and trace around the tape to that shape. And now you have a decal in the shape of your seat where you want it. It's better to use two pieces instead of trying to get it to fit in there as a one piece. You just kind of take it and tuck it up against, and then use whatever decal set you want to use to get it to form into the little ridges to make it look a little better. But quick tutorial on that, real easy. It's not hard, just a little time consuming to get it to look right. So, all right. Sorry about that. Microphone died. Anyway, looking at the interior, the kit has not yet told me if it wants, what color it wants to be in here. I told you that I was going to use this for going around the edges of the seat. I may actually paint the whole seat and then just put the decal over it. Haven't quite decided yet, but it hasn't yet told me if it wants this part around the edges. Let me get a pointer instead of my fat fingers. Yeah, something that's not going to chop my fingers off here. Yeah, nice little, there's a pair of tweezers. But anyway, this part around the outside is body color. That's going to be white. This is, gloss white. It's kind of like the back of the cab, stuff like that. But anyway, this is going to be white. Of course, you got the chrome handle, a little chrome trim on the armrest. But it hasn't yet said if it wants to have this as white and this as the buff, or the flat earth, excuse me, or if I want to have this flat earth and this white, or this a different shade of brown. Excuse me. It hasn't yet told me what it wants, and I'll get to that, when I get to it. So, but anyway, I dug it out yesterday, did a lot of planning, did a lot of stuff so that I can go ahead and get started on it, so that instead of sitting here staring at it, oh goodness, excuse me, instead of staring at it today. So, anyway, I am going to build it essentially box stock, except for a couple of items. Number one, and I've highlighted this before. I got this stuff not too long ago. Fireball Modelworks, and they had some stuff. And one of the things I got was a frame hitch for Moebius Ford trucks. And it's basically, it lets you retain the spare tire in the back, and it fits on the frame around the tire. And of course, it's got all the little knickknacks and doodads that go along with it. So, but it, I'm going to put that on here. That's part of the reason why I'm thinking about keeping the V8, is because I want to tow a boat with it, maybe. So, and speaking of boat, I got today, this is from Brian's 3D Marketplace on eBay, as I throw it. Got a canoe. This is part of a camper special. This set is runs about $20, and you get a canoe. Yeah, it's going to need quite a bit of cleanup on there. Nothing a standing stick and some sandpaper is not gonna fix. Uh, Needs a bit of polishing up to get some of the edge lines. That winds up being like this because in something like this size, to kind of help keep the cost down, they have it with fewer actual layers, and layers are a bit thicker, which lends to some of this layering. So this is what I learned recently. So anyway, going to be cleaned up. When I get to doing this, I will post up a tutorial of how I get this to look like wood, because when I get done, it will look like a varnished wood canoe. So it involves some type of brown paint and actual wood stain. But I'll feature that later. Comes with a camper shell. Even got the little knob on there. The does not open, but I can see how if you're very careful and take your time, you could open it up and have it where it can either have a hinge in it or mount it opened up. I don't know if I want to go to that much trouble. So my luck, I'd try to do that and I'd shatter the whole thing and ruin it. That'd be my luck. So I'm just going to leave it. The seller indicates that it's supposed to come with clear glass for the windows. It did not, and I've got a query in for that, is whether the description is wrong or if he forgot to include them. I think the description's wrong. So, but anyway, it's easy enough to get a little bit of I keep wanting to say 3D resin, a little bit of clear styrene, trim it down, and make them not hard. So, and needs a fair amount of cleanup up front, as any resin piece will. It comes with a rack, a set of racks that you can put on your vehicle in order to put the boat on. And you can either do it front and back on the camper shell and then set your boat on it. If you've got something, I don't know who it is. I think it's over on Lucas C's, one of his Facebook channels. There's a guy doing, I don't know if it's that or somebody else. I don't remember now. There's a guy doing a international travel all, and it's in a green color. And oh my God, it is fantastic. And those would go well on top of that, close to the front and back. But anyway, it comes with a rack to be able to mount that on. It comes with an oar to go with the canoe. You got to have an oar. And it also comes, for starters, it comes with a fishing pole. Zoom in a little bit. That you can see here. It's got a fishing pole. It's one of those that collapses down. It also comes with 3 rifles and a shotgun. Two of the rifles are the same, and they've got the larger magazine in it. It's got the longer barrels. This one looks more like a carbine. It's got a smaller magazine in it and a shorter barrel. You can see the difference. And of course, it's got a pump shotgun here. I don't know guns. I have no idea. So if anybody out there in YouTube land knows what these are, man, drop a comment. Let me know. I'm kind of leaning towards something on the order like an M1 Grand, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. So if any of y'all can tell me, that'd be great. The other thing it comes with is a rack. Got 2 larger ones for rifles and 1 smaller one for the fishing pole. I'm going to use the one that comes with the kit. It's got a couple of rifles molded in. I've done one before that had it. It actually looked pretty good. So it's kind of easy enough to paint up, and they look pretty good when you get it all done. But anyway, now that I've yapped on for better part of almost 20 minutes, that is what I'm going to build. I'm going to do it box stock with a couple of add-ons. So let's see, what else? Yeah, be sure and go check out bcgresins.com. Go shopping, sign up for the newsletter, be alerted when you wind up getting stuff. New stuff comes out. He's got some cool stuff coming up too, by the way. He When you go shopping, of course you're going to wind up running across things that are out of stock. He's a one-man operation, can't a lot of times has a hard time keeping up with demand, and he does some really great stuff. He's got quite a few customers, so but he cleans everything up, so doesn't ship stuff uh, uh, on the supports. So, but anyway, be patient. If you do come across something you want that is out of stock, be sure and put your email address in the notify me box and click the button. And when it does come in stock, he will post it up and you'll get an email and hey, your stuff's back. So go to checkout. Be sure and use promo code Jester10, JESTER10, and get 10% off your order, except for shipping, which is a grand total of $6. And he packs it well. If you order over $100 worth, his shipping is free. So, but he packs it well enough that pretty much the only way something's going to get destroyed is if post office gets stupid and chucks your box underneath the tires of the truck. So, but anyway, that's what we got going on. This is I'll have the hashtag for this. It is hashtag under 1000 GB25. And like I said, I'll have that in the description. I'll have a link to the video that Joe has in there. I'll have links to Fireball Modelworks and to Brian's 3D Marketplace. I got some more stuff from him, and I'll be posting that up come next Wednesday on a What Did You Buy Wednesday, because it is some pretty cool stuff, some trucking stuff. So, yeah. But anyway, golly, I've been yammering on for way too long. So, anyway, until next time, folks, B-Tex signing out.